I was never not mediocre. I was mediocre at everything. The only thing I was told I wasn't, well, after a certain point, I tried to hold on to that. Maybe as a kid, you really crave that validation. You think those are the right things to hold on to. Because people you value the most at that age are praising this, validating this. So it feels like something worth holding on to. Well, even then, I felt mediocre doing it. Though I was praised for it, I was also told not to let it make me feel good, in a sense. Anyway, after a certain point, I realized I never actually liked it. The thing. I did that because I did that. I didn't know what else I was good at. When I grew a little older, like 16 or 17, I realized I really loved learning. Like learning new languages. I love learning different things. Even when I was a kid, there were things that I really liked. I liked reading storybooks, novels. I loved literature. I loved music. I loved drawing. I loved spending hours looking at the sky. I loved those things. I loved night. I could sit outside for forever just looking at the night sky. That was my favorite thing to do. When I grew up a little more, I loved taking pictures. I loved editing. I wasn't really good at any of those, but I loved those things. And when I was 16, 17, 18, I was slowly realizing that there were multiple things that made me feel good, made me feel alive. Things I wasn't so good at, or that I wasn't best at, or in quotes, perfect at. Things that I wasn't praised for much by the people I wanted it from. When you're a kid, you have in your brain these places for people whose praise you take seriously. And if the whole world says, wow, you did that, that's amazing, you don't really care, because in your head you have these certain people that you really want that praise from, and if you're not getting it from them, it's wild. Anyway, if they aren't the one who are telling you this, it just means nothing to you. That's kind of sad. The same way, how you meet a person and you're like, they're the most incredible person I've ever met, the most beautiful person inside out, but maybe they don't even see it. And it's like that. So yeah, but anyway, what I was saying is, as a kid, you really have a tough time doing it. And the thing is that the people you're expecting it from, they don't even realize it. You're a kid, you don't even understand it yourself, what's going on. It takes you a really long time. For me, I just realized it a few years ago that this really shaped my belief system, my self-worth, and a lot of things. And I slowly started to see it and started to really question things, the things that I believe about myself, the things that I totally internalized, and I thought those things to be absolute truths. They aren't. And so you grow up and you really, when you see things, you really just question it. Do I think this because I think this, or do I think this because that's what I believed since I was a kid? That's what I was told. That's what my environment taught me. Or is this something that I really believe because I've seen it or I have proof? So from time to time, it's good to bring those things up and question yourself. Why do you believe that thing about yourself? Ask it. You never know. You never know what you'll find out, And so I am mediocre in everything. I figured it's okay if my brain thinks I'm mediocre at everything, it's okay. The new thing I'm going to feed my brain is, no matter how mediocre I am, if I enjoy it, I enjoy it. If I enjoy it, I get to do it. Doesn't matter if I'm bad, if I'm horrible at it, I am going to do it just because I enjoy it. I'm going to tell me that yes, have the audacity to be mediocre at something and still do it because you enjoy it. The only thing that I thought that for like a very brief amount of time that I'm not mediocre at, and that's why I did it, I never liked it. That wasn't something I was enjoying. But now I do a little bit because now I don't have the obligation to be good at it. But back then I did. It was miserable. I was miserable. I was trying to prove something to some people, to myself, that I'm also worth something. But I don't care anymore. And it's not that I hate the version of me who did that. I love you. I really do. Because that person never deserved to hear those things. Those were mean things that nobody should ever say to anyone. But they did. Anyway, no grudges, no hard feelings. I've moved on and it's okay. It's good now. I'm going to tell myself that I am allowed to do whatever I want to do, whatever I like. If I'm not so good at it, if I am bad at it, I'm still going to do it. Just because I enjoy it. Yep. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. My nose is blocked, so my voice is terrible right now. I apologize. It's 10th January 2025. Currently it is 11:38 p.m. Friday. Bye. Peace.